What's happening, sports fans? Welcome back to another episode with Mom and Papa Joe. Man, it's cold outside and it's been well over a year since we last made a pot of gumbo. So you know what's on the menu today, seafood gumbo. Let's get it. All we're doing today is getting a lot of the prep out of the way. First thing we're gonna do is make a seafood stock. What I've got here is a bunch of shrimp shells, 2 pounds from the shrimp we're gonna use for this pot of gumbo, and the rest just saved up over the last year of making shrimp and grits and seafood pasta and a host of other things. Let's head to the stove. We've got a pot heating. Just gonna add a little oil. It's already hot. And to that pot, our shells. We're gonna give this a couple of 5 minutes. Just get a little color. Get rid of a little bit of moisture. Concentrate those flavors. Now we're gonna add about 6 crushed garlic cloves, 1 stalk of celery, large chopped carrot, and half of a yellow onion quartered, and a small handful of some peppercorns. Here we've got 4 quarts of water. I'm gonna add a 1/5 because hopefully I'll have some left over for use in another dish. So that's a little over 5 quarts. So we're gonna allow this to come to a boil. Then we'll turn it down to a simmer and allow it to simmer for at least an hour. Here, folks, we've got the star of the show. I just picked up this baker's dozen of blue crabs. They're on ice, so they're nice and sleepy right now. We're gonna get them out of here and we're gonna get them cleaned up. Here we are. Our blue crabs are nice and clean, man. Beautiful. This little brush gets it done. Scrub the claws. Got all the gunk from the inside. Just turn them over so that they can drain some. We're not going to be messing with these until tomorrow. Let's take a look at our stock. We're about at an hour and 5 minutes. Smells really good. Turn off that stove. And we're going to bring this to the sink, get it strained. We've got a pot down there, my chinois. Smells great. And we're just gonna let this cool down and refrigerate until tomorrow. Good morning, sports fans. We're gonna get this gumbo on the way. I've made tons of roux over the years, and I've always done them low and slow stovetop. Today, I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna be making a roux in the oven, a wet roux. This is 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I have never done a wet roux, so this is going to be interesting. From everything I've read, it comes out exactly like it was done stovetop. Takes a little longer, but it requires less attention. This is 1.25 cups of avocado oil. In all my roux, I've always used less oil and flour. Gives me a less oily product in the end. You can continue to do whatever you've normally done, whatever works for you. So we just want to give this a good mix. And when you're satisfied that you've got everything incorporated, it's off to a preheated 350-degree oven. I'm going to be using the middle of the oven. And all you need to do here is about every half an hour or so, you'll come in and give this a stir until you've gotten the color that you like. As dark as you want or as light as you want. But this should take about 1.5 to 2 hours. We'll be back here in a half hour. Our first half hour, we're starting to get that bakery smell, that nutty, baked good smell. Love it. All right, we're going down for another half hour. Here we are at an hour, and man, she is looking great. And from here, things are gonna pick up in terms of the amount it colors. So instead of every half hour, I might be doing it every 20 minutes. Not sure I'm gonna show you all of them. Let's continue rocking. As our roux approaches finishing, let's get our andouille. A little oil in the pan, just enough to jumpstart the browning and removing some of the oil from the andouille. Won't take very long. All right, folks, let's get these out of here. And into the same oil, 1 pound of okra. I'm not the biggest fan of the slime and okra. So just sauteing them, frying them for a couple of 5-10 minutes or so will remove most of the slime. Okra brings some awesome thickening power, so we don't want to dry it out completely. This is perfect. We're going to be putting this in our gumbo towards the last half hour or so. 2 hours, folks, and I think, I think we are where I want to be. That's my color right there when I'm doing it stovetop. When I see that shine on the surface, I don't want it any darker than this right here. Justin Wilson used to call this Mississippi mud. I'm pulling this out of here, turning this oven off. If you like yours darker, I'll definitely continue cooking. I'm immediately going to transfer to my gumbo pot. Careful of splashing. My stove is on a medium. I'm immediately going to come in with 1 bell pepper. I got half of a red one, half of a green one, 3 stalks of celery, and a whole large yellow onion. Even with these veggies, your roux will continue cooking. We're going to give these veggies 7 or 8 minutes or so and cook down a little bit. We are translucent. Come in here now with some chopped garlic, a good chunk of parsley, and we will give this another 2 or so minutes. Now some chopped green onions and that awesome seafood stock we made. It is at room temperature. We're just going to come with a little to start, and let's get this incorporated. It's going to take a little bit. We've incorporated nicely. Oh, that looks so rich. Definitely thick. Now we're going to come back, and I'm going to use 4 quarts. All right, that's that entire thing. We're going to allow this to come back to a boil. Your roux does not reach its full thickening power until it comes back to a boil. In the meantime, we're going to go put together a little herb bag. Here I've got a couple of bay leaves. I can break these up. A couple of dried shrimp. That's going to really get us that flavor. Because we're not putting our seafood in until the very end, we do want to prime the pot with some good stuff. And some whole peppercorns. Want to make sure we tie this tightly closed. And we're going to drop this in the pot along with a couple of pieces of crab, just to prime the pot. I'm going to put a lid on this and just allow it to come to a boil. All right, we've come to a boil, folks. So now we're going to turn to a simmer. We're going to drop in a little chunk of thyme, some Creole seasoning. I'm only going to start with 1 tablespoon. Remember, we haven't put any of the salt in here just yet. A shake of my favorite hot sauce. Use your own. Don't forget this brings salt as well. Some Worcestershire sauce. Thank you, Justin Wilson. And folks, we're going to have some oysters with this gumbo at the very end. But I do want to take advantage of that oyster liquor, that oyster juice, whatever you want to call it, without dropping any oysters in there. Let's give this a good stir. That consistency is perfect. And just a little taste. My goodness, that is delicious. We're going to need more salt, but that is perfect right now. I'm going to add a little more of my hot sauce. I almost forgot my andouille. So in with all of that browned sausage, really brings a flavor to our seafood gumbo. And now lid on, at a simmer for an hour. We've been letting this cook down for an hour and a half. Definitely need some salt. And I haven't skimmed any oil, folks. So this is what I'm talking about when I go with less oil and more flour. We don't have an oily gumbo. This is another tablespoon of that Creole seasoning. We're going in with that along with our okra. I like to put this in that last half hour or so. The only thing we're going to put directly in this big pot in terms of seafood is going to be the crabs, the shrimp, the scallops, the oysters. They're going to be added as we eat or as we reheat a pot. That way they don't get overcooked. I would think that's what a restaurant does. How about a little Old Bay? Just a little shake. And we're going to continue to monitor salt. But man, this is looking and smelling delicious. We've got about another 25 minutes, folks. All All right, folks, we're 2 hours and 10 minutes in, man. This smells and tastes delicious. It is so rich, perfectly salted. So now we're gonna finish this with the seafood. But here's what I was talking about. We're going to be placing another pot on the stove. I want to dish out a portion, and this small portion is what I will add our seafood to for today and maybe tomorrow. This is so that all our seafood is not cooked at once, and then it has to be reheated or removed before reheating, and it becomes a pain. You can end up with that rubbery seafood. All right, so we got that on low. Beautiful shrimp, man. Peeled and veined them myself. In with our shrimp. In with our scallops. They're not going to take very long. And if I need to add a little more juice, I can definitely do that. We will give these about 10 minutes, and then we'll come in here and drop our oysters for about 5 minutes, and we'll be ready to rock. All right, folks, that's been a good 10 minutes. Let's come in here with our oysters for 5. All right, we'll give that another 5 minutes. All right, folks, been about 6 minutes. These oysters are curled. They are good to go. Gumbo filet in the pot or in the bowl. Personal preference, we're gonna put it in the bowl. Let's make a bowl. Got us some awesome jasmine rice. Get that oyster. Oh, a little filet. And how about we top this off with some steamed crab meat, just steamed to warm up. Oh yeah. All right, folks, there we are. Oh, wow. I want one of these oysters to start. I've never had gumbo with oysters. Let's see. That oyster is flavorful, so tender. What about the shrimp? That's a wrap, folks. That's absolutely delicious. Gumbo is such a personal thing. Don't let anybody tell you what you can and cannot do with your gumbo. Do what makes you feel good. It is yours. I want to thank you guys and gals for hanging out with Mom and Papa Joe. We really appreciate it. Be on the lookout for another video coming very soon. And as usual, Mom and I want you guys to take care of yourselves, love each other, and we'll see you when we see you. Holla.